Hey kids, today we're going to learn all about the periodic table. The periodic table is a table of the elements with a shape kind of like this. It has all of the chemical elements that you'd ever need to know about because they're all the ones that exist. Now, each element is made up of a different type of atom, and only that kind of atom. That's what makes it that element. You can draw an element with its nucleus full of protons and neutrons in the middle, and it has lots of little electrons spinning around it. This is nowhere near to scale. The electrons are much smaller. Pinhead and AT&T Park. Mostly, an atom has the same amount of protons and electrons, which makes it balanced electrically. However, sometimes it will get an extra electron. And that will make it an ion, which is a very strange thing indeed. When an atom becomes an ion, it has the ability to make ionic bonds with other atoms, with other ions specifically. That makes it possible for you to create new compounds. For example, a polyatomic ion, which is first formed through covalent bonding, can be CO3 minus 2, which is known as carbonate. When carbonate bonds with a transition metal, such as iron, Fe, you can get iron carbonate. But how does that work? Well, it has to be balanced. An ion will never be stable at all unless it's balanced, and if it's not stable, bad things will happen. Now, to balance it, let's assume that the type of iron we have here is iron 2. That means it has 2 valence electrons, which are the electrons that on the outside that conduct ionic bonds. Carbonate is minus 2, and iron is plus 2 in this case. That means that it is already balanced, which will allow us to have iron carbonate. But let's see what happens if it's not already balanced, and we have to balance it ourselves. For example, we could have titanium 1. And then, in addition to titanium 1, we could have phosphate. Now, phosphate is a polyatomic ion. Its symbol is PO4 minus 3. That means that it has a negative 3 charge. Titanium has a plus 1 charge. So, Ti minus plus 1 will not initially balance with PO4 minus 3. So how are we going to figure this out? Well, all we have to do is add some more titanium. When we add 3 titanium total, then you'll have 3 titanium, which is plus 3, countering the minus 3 of the phosphate. And that will make it a very balanced ion indeed. Titanium phosphate. Thanks for listening in today, kids, and I hope you had fun.